Hi all, I'm about to throw in a little video of how to make cauliflower pizza base. Starting with the cauliflower, some hard cheese from Lidl's or Aldi's or wherever you want to go, and some mozzarella. Cut up the cauliflower. I'm going to put it on the hob in some water for about 5-6 minutes just to cook it off a bit. Okay, the cauliflower's in the pan. We're going to wait for it to boil up. Then we're going to put it simmer, like I said, for 6 minutes. The cauliflower is now starting to boil. So I'm going to turn it down and then time it for 4 minutes. And then we're going to take it out and strain it. We're going to now strain all the cauliflower. Now we're going to put it into the mixer. And we're going to smash it all down. Blend all the cauliflower down. We have now made cauliflower rice. I'm going to now put that onto a tea towel, wrap it around, and I'm going to squeeze all the water out of it. To do this, I'm going to put it on a tea towel, I'm going to wrap it up like that, up like that, up like that. Right. As you can see now, I'm going to squeeze all the juice out of it, and I'm going to keep on doing this. Be careful because it could be a bit hot, like, but you should be alright. Must stress now that this is the most important part of the process, because if you twist it, you need to squirt it and get it all out of it. Okay, you need it really dry. So as you can see, I'm twisting it around and using the twist as a way of getting out all the moisture. Okay, this is the consistency. I want it really dry. All right, so squeezing it, twisting and squeezing every little bit out. Okay, now we're going to be adding the cheese to this. Mozzarella. Comes out like that. I'm going to chop that up and I'm going to mix it in with it. Right, first thing that goes in, the mozzarella. That was just one packet that you can get at Lidl's. Okay, this is hard cheese. Okay, Parmesan type of cheese, I suppose. It's Grand Prix. It's a cheap one that Lidl's have, so I've bought this, but it'll do the same thing. Right, I've taken a chunk off. I'm going to now grate that with my old grater, and then I'm going to mix it all up. That's now the mozzarella cheese at the bottom and the hard cheese on the top. I'm going to mix it all in now and really get your hands in there, yeah, and just get everything. Just mix it all. See it. That's it. Mix it all, and you can see, like, yeah, that's going to be lush. So as I've mixed it, I've noticed there's a bit of moisture still left in there, so I'm going to put it back into the tea towel. And again, we're going to go through the process of squeezing all the moisture out of it. Right, this is the consistency now, okay? It's almost like a tuna type of thing. What I'm going to do now is throw an egg in there. Some pepper. Some salt. I'm going to mix that all up and then put it onto a tray. There you go, you can see it's starting to turn into like a little type of pastry. What I've done now, I've put it onto a tray and I'm going to make a square pizza. But you can see the texture, yeah? It's quite mixy, so I'm going to tap it down, make it even all the way around, and then it's going to go into an oven on 180 degrees. Okay, push it all down so it's okay. While the pizza's cooking in the oven, I'm going to start making the top. I do love my red onions, I do love my garlic, so I'm going to puree the garlic cut the red onions like I have done into 4, and I'm going to put them in a pan. I'm going to fry them, but then I'm going to add a little bit of balsamic vinegar on top, and just letting them reduce a bit and soften them all up. You can have any topping you like, anything really, just cheese and tomato. But what I'm going for the garlic, I'm going for the onions, which I'm going to bathe in a bit of balsamic vinegar when they've diced and reduced. When they're caramelised a little bit, I'm going to chop some chorizo up, and I'm going to be basing it on the old tomato ketchup. Come on. You can make your own sauce, but they do spend a lot of time in making that, so that's going to be a nice base to put everything on, and then a nice cheddar cheese over the top. It'll be lovely. The base took 18 minutes in the oven on 180. This is how it's come out. I'm going to let it now just settle down a little bit. So then I'm going to put the topping on it. The red onions in, the garlic's in, and I just put a bit of balsamic vinegar. Now I'm going to toss this about a bit and get all the flavours in, and then start layering the top. Okay, this is the base basically. See how it's turned into a crust? That's like a nice pizza. Okay, when that dries up a little bit, when it cools down, when you get it in the fridge in the morning especially, like, it's going to come out and it's going to be a proper pizza like. But when you get it now fresh, what we're going to do, we're going to take it into squares, and yeah, it's going to be one of those things you can lift up with 2 fingers and just get down your throat and love it. Tomato sauce for the base, okay? So whatever type of pizza you're doing, you can make your own tomato sauce and put it on, but I think this just does the same job, to be honest with you. Like, that's my personal opinion. Right then, onions. The old red onions, which are soaked in balsamic vinegar with garlic. A couple more. I do love onions. These red onions are so lush. They're amazing. Okay, then we got chorizo. So we're going to put this all over the place. Lovely jubbly. It's going to be lush. Chorizo, I can smell the chorizo. It smells really good. Here's, just spread it around. Enjoy it. We're going for ham. It's going to be a meat feast. Don't want to overload it, even though I'm doing a good job of that. But. And then, finally, cheese. Nice cheddar cheese. Should go for a Welsh one, really. We're going to go for a cheddar cheese because it's good flavour to it. And before we finish, I'm going to go for oregano. Put a load of oregano over the top, it's lush. Once the oregano's been put on, cracked black pepper all over the top. Then back in the oven on 180, and we're going to just let it melt in and just keep an eye on it. This is it now coming out of the oven. I'm going to put a bit of parsley on there, give it a bit of colour, looking lush. Right then, here we go. You're going to go for a big long one, man? Yeah. There we go, look at that. There we go. And that is my gift to everybody, and a Happy New Year.